My name is Sopo Fakawa. I'm a New Zealand-born Samoan. Rugby has been my passion, and for a very long time. And being brought up in New Zealand, yeah, every kid had owned a rugby ball, and it's almost like if you find a little space on the road or on a field, you'll see everybody play rugby. And it wasn't until maybe 12, 13 where I really felt like I really wanted to get serious with the rugby sport and put my energy and my time, really want to be good at something and want to achieve something. And it wasn't until a whole year of becoming a professional rugby player, and I had an injury. I was out for the season, so rugby was all I knew. And having that taken away from me, I felt I'm going to finish, I want to die, I want to get out of here. And but it wasn't until my cousin had come and she had mentioned about a school, a discipleship training school, for people to get their relationship right with God. And what got me was when she said, yeah, and for our outreach, we went to Taiwan and China, and that got me. I was like, I gave my life to the Lord there on my DTS, and coming out of that, I felt like God gave me a new passion for life and for His purpose in my life. So where at one point I felt like rugby was life, was everything. So I gave up rugby in 94, 95. And it wasn't until 2004 we felt like there was this kind of shifting that God's wanting to happen.
We were living in Australia at the time, and God really began to awaken in both of us just a clear shift in really targeting and identifying children that needed people to advocate on behalf of them and help provide opportunities to better their future.
I love children, but I didn't have the desire to work with children. I really asked God the question, God, but I don't know how to work with children. And I just remember God clearly said, well, get equipped, support. And
so in 2005, we did a touring trip for about 9 months throughout Thailand. Bangkok is a city of just polar opposites. You've got vast poverty and you've got tremendous wealth. And if you're a kid that has money, every opportunity is presented to you here. But should you not, there's very little opportunity. And that was it. I just knew God was saying Bangkok. I knew God was saying this region. We were to be a voice for children like that.
Playing rugby again for a club here in Thailand 7 years ago, it was like I felt really convicted because I was thinking, I did give it up. So giving that up again, I was like, I'm not playing anymore. And it wasn't until one night I really felt, and that was so clear, God saying, yes, Sopo, I give you permission to start up rugby again. But it's not for you, it's to give these kids opportunity. But when I play, I am competitive, so all I think about is, okay, how am I going to get the try? How many guys I'm going to smash? And then, my son comes out from the field and he says, Daddy, Daddy. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Or my focus is all in. And that's why I reminded, I felt like God was saying, Sopo, yeah, it's not about you. It's going to be about these children. I really had a turning point to use rugby, and I felt like, okay, it was time to start this program.
There are so many deep issues that are here that are so overwhelming.
Because in the slums, there's a huge cycle of young boys. It's a cycle of drug dealing, there's addiction of alcohol as well.
One of our communities that we work in is one of the largest drug syndicate in Bangkok. And so you've got 8-year-olds that are dealing and selling drugs in their schools. Issues of young girls that drop out of school that end up working for massage parlors or become prostitutes or become pregnant at 15, 14, 16. We've had a 12-year-old girl in our program that's been pregnant. So when you start to realize the devastation, it's about how do we really address the real issues that are happening to help protect our children and our communities so that we can be a part of seeing them succeed and have a hope and a future for something more.
We wanted to see how it will go, having rugby play in the slums. And of course, rugby is not the #1 sport here in Thailand. So we started like a little sport clinic. In that sport camp we had like 200 kids come. And that was just a confirmation seal from God and saying, hey, yep, you can use this sport to really bring the gospel and bring hope and life into these children. We needed funding and stuff, so I had my really close friend here in Thailand. I had asked him, can you donate some jerseys? Because I want to start this little club, rugby club of kids from the slum.
Yeah, my name is Eddie Evans and I've been in Thailand now for close to 10 years. I run a manufacturing sportswear company. We manufacture all in-house and we export to all over the world. So when I met Sopo, we bonded through rugby and hit it off as friends instantly. But when Sopo told me that he was working in the slums and he was a missionary, and I know the term, but I didn't understand the concept. So I was really kind of taken back, and it was a kind of an interesting point in my life to understand that people would actually dedicate their lives to helping other people, and that's true sacrifice. It was a big step in me saying, listen, I want to do anything I can to support these guys because they put their whole life online to help other people.
And then I was like, what do you mean? Are you going to give me the donated jerseys or rugby kits? He goes, no, I wanna help you start this. We had a whole bunch of names for this club, and I just got this word warrior. My culture is the warrior culture, and I felt like it was easy for me to identify with these kids too. And I was looking it up, and they had the names in Thai, and the Thai name that came up was Naksu. And Naksu doesn't just mean warrior, but it's a noble warrior. It's a warrior that fought for a cause, and they are warriors in their own rights because in the situation where they're living in the slums as they fight for life. It was funny because last year when we started Naksu, all they did was drills, knowing how to pass, tackle, getting them just to run with the ball, and they love running into the bags and tackling it or running into each other. Good opportunity to connect with the kids in Bangkok.
For me, the highlight is actually playing with the kids and getting really dirty.
There's 3 areas to get kids out of risk. One of them is relationships. You can mentor children and get them into a good relationship with someone who's healthy. The second thing is give them an opportunity like a sport or a job where they can really get a chance to see that they're capable, they can be confident. But the third thing is education, that they can see that this actually isn't the only option.
We wanted to really, create a place where we could bring kids in from all over the city, use the rugby to kind of open a window there to be able to teach them English and to do life skill training and to do a craft program with them so that they're kind of getting a really holistic program every week. One of the things that just really is a highlight for me is whenever we go into any of our communities, the response we get from the children. They kind of flock around us and you just think, God, this is what we're fighting for.
And my goal is that these guys, coming to Naksu, getting trained, getting equipped, getting these opportunities to play well, know how to play as a team, know how to make right choices, to know relationships with people and just build families on their own. But also one of our key main elements is that they will know that there's a God that loves them and cares for them, and know there's a purpose for them, and to have that value of there is hope in Jesus and hope in God. Getting closer to the time we did the tournament, we started to teach them the more technical rules of rugby, and they weren't still knowing how to catch the ball properly or passing the ball properly, and they were still throwing forward. They were supposed to throw backwards. But once we got to the tournament, we had teams from Sri Lanka, Japan, Hong Kong. So I entered 2 of my teams. They were under 11s and under 14 boys. At first they were really scared. I'm like, okay, I need 10 kids. He's the first 10. We'll be looking at each other, pushing each other. You go. After that, the second, third, fourth games after that, when I asked them who's the first 10, they'll be putting out their hand. They all want to get out there. Kids were so over the moon. We had all our 80 or 90 kids out there. So when our kids played, we had kids supporting them. They were yelling out for Naksu. All the coaches had said, "Oh, how long have you guys been playing with each other?" I'm like, this is the first time these kids have ever played rugby. This is actually their first trial game, ever played against oppositions. And they're like, "Oh man." What the kids illustrated on the field was phenomenal, and they thought they were experienced players, and it did build confidence, it did build leadership, it built trust. Our club was also profiled on the day, and for them to achieve that, it was amazing. So they love it now.
They were saying that they play rugby and that they came out winning in the tournament, and so I asked them how they felt, and they said they were very proud.
You always feel a bit nervous about something like this, about will it be successful, will the kids take to it? But now I feel we're on the right path. We're starting to see the benefits, and the benefits are the kids, and it's pretty interesting, it's pretty cool.
As I grew up, I always wanted to be a fireman because I wanted to help people. In Thailand, there's just so much need and so many opportunities to share with people and to encourage and build and disciple and train. No matter how many times you can be bombarded by problems and issues in the world, I can get a bit happy as long as I know that I've touched a life of one person and helped them to be all what they created to be.